SS8H8 analyzed Georgia's participation in important events that occurred from World War I through the Great Depression. Element D discussed President Roosevelt's ties to Georgia, including his visits to Warm Springs and his impact on the state. Our learning target, I will explain the impact that FDR had on Georgia. President Franklin D. Roosevelt fell in love with Georgia during his Navy days. He visited Brunswick to conduct some Navy business. Years later, while at the family vacation home in Canada, he contracted polio. What is polio? Polio is a disease which may affect the spinal cord, causing muscle weakness and paralysis. There is no cure for polio, but we can do something to help polio patients to help with some of the symptoms. Heat and physical therapy help with some of the symptoms. Today, you can get a polio vaccine. So, President Roosevelt had polio. How did that bring him to Georgia? FDR heard of Warm Springs, Georgia. The Warm Springs had some heat therapy that he used to help make him more mobile. So his relationship with Georgia began with some warm springs. This relationship proved to be helpful for both the residents of Georgia and for FDR. FDR wanted to get back into politics, and in 1932, he ran for president. Georgians supported him every step of the way. Have you ever heard that saying, "Don't believe it till you see it"? Well, that was the case with the Great Depression. A lot of people didn't think that it was as bad in Georgia as it really was. FDR witnessed it with his own two eyes. He saw the state in desperate need of help. The poverty levels were high, especially after the agricultural depression. Shortly after, he came up with the New Deal. It was a way to help America get out of the Great Depression. He was extremely busy because of the war, so Roosevelt didn't get to visit Warm Springs, Georgia much. During his fourth term, he was in Warm Springs, Georgia, where he died from a stroke. In 1927, Roosevelt created the Georgia Warm Springs Foundation. Today, it is known as the Roosevelt Warm Springs Rehabilitation Center. It provides care for people with the effects of polio, stroke victims, spinal cord injuries, and other disabilities. Today, FDR's home, the Little White House, is taken care of by the Parks, Recreation, and Historical Sites Division of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources.